All right, so today's the day. I'm gonna be doing most of the roos, the bigger ones, the roosters. Are starting to fight a little bit and stuff, so it's time for them to go. Got them over here drinking. You can see they're almost out of food, so I let them run low on food, get that crop cleaned out a little bit, and mostly on water. They've already destroyed this whole cage, but today's the day that I'm going to be butchering them. So I'll walk you over here to my setup and show you how this thing's going to work. I'm going to do it today. My hunting buddy got hurt. He was the one that was supposed to help me, but obviously he's not going to be able to. So I got my killing cone here. Now some people, they'll get like 3 or 4 on a little circle, or have 5 going, and that's where they cut them and do them and all that. But I just got one because it's just me. And what I do is I put them in there, and I got the bucket underneath to catch the blood. So I take them, put them through their cone, I slit their throat. Then I come over, I got 3 buckets here with lids. The reason why I got lids, because down here in Florida it's still warm, we got bugs and flies and all that. So as I get them, I'll take them and put them in there, throw the lid on, put them in there, throw the lid on, put them in there, throw the lid on. After I cut them from there, let them just finish dying off in the bucket, and that holds them in place so you don't have the chicken story bouncing all over the yard. I don't want to be doing none of that. From there, we're going to go up to out of the bucket, scold for about 8 to 12 seconds. You can kind of feel when the feathers start to get a little bit loose, and they'll come right off. All right, I got my table here all cleaned up. And then from there, you go into the ice bath, which I got them still in the bags, but I'll have an ice bath to cool them off. Now, one thing I do is I put a little squirt of Dawn in my scalding water. Where I learned that, I can't remember. Somebody told me about it, and it helps to get the feathers off. Now you want to get that water good and scalding hot and boiling. I mean, you want it rapid boiling, and you dip them in there by the feet. You know, you might want to have gloves. I don't use gloves. I just make sure I don't put my hand down in there, but it is what it is. And scald them for about 8 to 12 seconds. I'm going to be plucking them this time. If you watch my other video I did where I just breasted them out, pulled the legs out, I skinned them. That way they have no skin on them. But you got to remember, when you cook them like that, you're not going to have any skin on them. So got my hose set up right here. Just got a separate shepherd's crook out. You know, they hang garden plants on. I just use that to hang my hose on when I'm doing different things. I got these landscaping tile walk path things that I just have extra, and I put them out there. And the bucket underneath. Now that bucket is where the drain is, but it also has holes in the bottom of that garbage can, so it just doesn't get sloppy and wet and messy over here. It just gradually drains out, and I got that whole thing before it even gets close to full. And if it does, I'll just drag it over in bushes and and dump it out. So basically, to recap, you got killing cone, cut the neck. Once they kind of die down a little bit, they go over into the bucket. Put it in the bucket. Those are chlorine tab buckets. When I used to do pool, I kept a lot of them, and and they got lids. I just throw the lid on top. I just cover it for bugs. I just don't want flies and all that starting to get on them. So they go into the buckets, and once I get all the buckets full, I'll put one in the killing cone, get it going. Then I'll start a system into the scalder. I'll scald it 8 to 12 seconds. Then I'll start plucking it. While I'm plucking it, these other ones are going to be dying down, and I'll move that other one in there because they take a while to pluck. Once I get them all plucked, I'll go ahead and eviscerate them, take all their entrails out. I'll cut the necks and heads off and the feet off, and dispose of them into the other garbage can here with the feathers and whatnot. And then after that, then I'll rinse them off real good, and then they'll go into the ice bath to cool them off. So hopefully that helps you guys out that are new. And if you're not new and you don't do this, if you like something and you think it's good to go, please give me a like and comment. If you got a better idea, hey, I don't know everything. I just do what I do. I do this simple way, and this is just the way things really they work out for me. I did order a chicken plucker, but as usual, most stuff coming back from China or wherever came in, and as soon as I opened it, there's a big dent in it, and I paid almost $700. I was like, nope. Took it back to Tractor Supply. So I ain't even doing it. I don't know if it works or not. I don't know. Didn't plug it in, didn't even take it out of the box. It got a big dent in it. Crazy thing is, there wasn't even any dent on the box or anything, so they put that thing in there like that. I'm like, no, that ain't how that's gonna work. I'll just pluck them by hand. And then I did order a drill bit plucker. I'm gonna try that out because I'm only gonna do about half my birds. I got 25, so I'm gonna try that out when it comes in. But in the meantime, I'll just hand pluck them like I used to always do. It just takes more time. I was kind of looking forward to that that chicken plucker, and be able to just run them through real quick. You can do like 4 at a time and boom, strips them. But instead, I'll be sitting here pulling them off. So anyway, so that's the first part of this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Okay, step 1, the cone. You just take the chicken by the legs and you just put them down here inside the cone. Pull their head out, then you'll have you want the bottom side of the chicken facing towards you. So their head comes out, you pull the head and you do 2 slits under their jugular on each side. Hold it for about 10 seconds or so. A lot of blood will come out and go in the bucket. And what I use is good old-fashioned utility knife. New blades. I got a box of big new blades that I just keep a fresh blade. But they found that these last a lot longer. I tried the scalpels and all that. A bag of disposable scalpel, way too expensive. Just hardware store, clean utility knife, boom, gets the job done. You can go through probably 4 or 5 chickens on each blade, and then I change the blade, so it's set up perfect for how I have my buckets over there. Now, for the purpose of YouTube and all that, and not blood and all that, I'm not going to show me cutting the chicken and all that. So just to let you guys know, I'm going to try to keep this clean as possible, just so you understand how this works, you know. And I think that might get it censored, and I don't want that, because this is important stuff to know. So that's what I'm going to do with this. All right, so here's one of the chickens I grabbed out of the coop. First thing I did was held him by his feet. He's still alive, and I hold him upside down until he calms down. Basically, think of it as blood rushing to your head. He'll calm down, and it makes him more docile when you put him in the cone. Forgot to mention, you know, I use a latex glove when I do this, and I did mention the utility knife. And then, so I'm just going to take them and put them up here into the cone. All right, and that's one thing about these birds is you got to make sure that you don't let them grow too big so they don't fit in that cone. That's a large cone. So he's in there. I'm going to reach up in there and I'm going to grab his head, pull it out, cut him, let him bleed, and then he'll go in the bucket, and I'll go get another one. I'll get my 4, and then I'll start the scolding process and then repeat again. I got 25 birds to do. So real quick, while I'm thinking about it, I forgot to mention, like, when you put the lids on, I put them and turn them just barely where they tighten on, not all the way, just to make it easier to get in and out. I also put a brick on top, because when I take them out of the cone, like you see there's one up there in the cone. Now I'll take this first one, he's already plenty dead, and then these other ones, but they flop around a little bit. So I put that brick to give it a little bit of weight so they don't knock it over. When I put them in there, they're pretty much out, passed out, but then when they start to die, they start to kick around a little more, and that's why the buckets are nice, because it keeps them contained. And then I put the brick on top, keeps enough weight so it doesn't knock it over, and I don't have to worry about the lid flying off, and then having a chicken get down in the dirt keeps them all clean. I also wash all this stuff out before I even use it, so everything's been clean. I know it doesn't probably look like it, but we got one in there, so I'm about to grab that one out of the cone, bring it over. I'll take that one out, scold it, put it up on the plucking table, pluck it, eviscerate it, and then put it in the ice bath. So, and then I'll put the one that's up in the cone and replace for that one, and then I'll just move down the line and keep a little assembly line going. I say I got 25 to do, but the hens are a little smaller, so, and they get pushed off the food. That's why I'm doing all the roosters first, and then I'll probably do like half, and then or do all my roosters and then do all the hens after I feed them up a little bit more, put a little bit more weight on them. So that's how I roll. All right, so you see here, got the water rapid boiling, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that chicken and I'm gonna duck it right down in there, count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, and about right there. Switch it around a little bit. Don't have to be exact science. You just want to be able to pluck all them feathers off of that bird without cooking the chicken. That's the point with not going too long. You don't want to start cooking that chicken. So got one of them done, and there's more to be plucked on it, but I just get the majority off of it because it's not done. I'll go in the bath. I just want to get them cut, cleaned out, and I'll get in the lung scraper and all that and scrape the lungs out. But this is how my mama used to buy chicken in the store. You can't even hardly find it anymore. From here, you can cut the drums off. You can have a drum and a thigh connected. You can do a drum, just thigh, wing, or you can cook the whole thing in a roaster. So, but that's the chicken that I grew, and I'm gonna take it. Now I opened up one bag of ice. I'm gonna put some water in here, ice bath it, cool it off. I did put some ice in there because I knew I was gonna be talking for a little bit. But yeah, that's one down, and then just gonna keep moving down the line.